Hi, I'm Nancy O'Neill and welcome to Suncoast FYI. Today we learn about the upcoming 2021 Sarasota Opera season, also a look at this year's Embracing Our Differences exhibit at Nathan Benderson Park, and finally what the West Coast Black Theater Troupe has planned for the future. Opera throughout the world had a very challenging time this past year due to the pandemic, but there's good news for the future for us here in Sarasota, and joining us today is Richard Russell, the General Director of the Sarasota Opera, and he's going to share with us what we can expect from the upcoming 2021-22 season. Well, you have a new title.
I do. General Director as opposed to Executive Director. It's more common in the opera industry for the person in my role to have the title of General Director, and also because my role extends not only into the administrative side, the marketing, but I also have some input on the artistic side as well. So.
Well, we were chatting briefly before we came on the air about the fact that the Sarasota Opera was the only opera company in the United States to actually continue doing performances throughout the pandemic?
Well, we were the only opera company that did performances in our theater.
Okay, right. Yes.
Other opera companies adapted, as many did. Some went
Yes.
entirely online, some did outdoor performances. But because of the fact that we own our theater, that we were in Florida, which was a state that allowed us to be inside our theater, most states did not, we were able to perform to a socially distanced audience, which was only 20% of our capacity. And we changed our season to be smaller operas that were an hour to an hour and a half long, so there would be no intermission. We could distance our audience. We had a small company of just a few singers, no big chorus, no big, smaller orchestra, no big orchestra, and we were able to produce opera. At the same time, we also streamed them online, so for people who were not ready to come to the theater, they could see it online.
And that's a beautiful thing. We've talked before with other guests that I think that may become part of our regular repertoire, that people who aren't able to come or that are not local may be able to go.
Yeah, I think it's a new skill that we learned over the pandemic, and we're going to leverage it in the future in different ways. We probably won't stream everything that we do, but we'll probably capture things for future productions, be able to use it for people in special instances where they can't come to the theater.
Yes, some good things did come out of all
Exactly.
of this. Yes. So what's happening at the Opera House now?
Well, right now we're about to launch our summer film series, which we do every year. We're a little bit delayed, and one of the challenges is because many of the opera companies in the world were not performing, a lot of the films that we normally get didn't happen. They didn't capture the performances, so there was not a lot of titles for me to choose from. So we went back a few years. We were able to get some things from the opera world, so we have filmed performances of opera and ballet, and then also classic movies, just for the fun of it.
So Russell, when is the summer season, or has the summer season of movies already started?
We started last weekend. We did a classic movie on Saturday night and a performing arts film on Sunday afternoon. We did the classic movie La Cage aux Folles on Saturday night, and then a broadcast of Der Rosenkavalier by Richard Strauss from the Baden-Baden Festival. And we'll be doing this every other week throughout the summer, presenting a classic movie on a Saturday night and a performing arts film, either an opera or a ballet, on a Sunday afternoon.
Now, are you open to capacity yet, or what is the?
We're open for the summer. We're opening to about 50%, but honestly, we don't get that many people who come to a film during the summer. We normally have smaller amounts. We expect to be back open to 100% capacity by the fall.
Okay. Now, going back to the fortunate 20% that were able to attend this summer, what was the overall community's view of the completed season that you just had?
For those people who came, the excitement and I think gratitude in their eyes was just amazing. I make it a practice of standing outside the theater after every performance. And there were people who were coming out in tears and saying to us, you know, I feel like my life is back. I'm able to go to a performance again. I'm able to do things. So while there was certainly hesitancy, and we saw that we started performing in February, and our February performances were a little more lightly attended than the April ones we did, because by April, many more people were vaccinated, many more people felt more comfortable getting out, and just the excitement in their eyes and in their words, and I got a lot of thanks for us soldiering on and doing a season.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, we were all just starved for the arts this past year.
As great as technology is and our ability to stream things and Zoom things and all of that, people want to be back together.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, thank you. And I know you had a team that worked very hard to make it happen as well.
I had a very great team. We all pulled together. The artists were under rigorous protocols. They came in to perform for us. They couldn't go out. They couldn't go to restaurants. They couldn't, you know, they had to go to the rehearsals in their apartments. And I think they did go grocery shopping, but that was the limit. They were very committed to having a safe season for our audience, and they were able to do that.
Yep. Now, what's ahead in the future? We were going to talk about the upcoming season.
Well, we've just announced our upcoming season. We're happy that we're getting a lot closer to normal. Our fall season will be another smaller work of a one-act opera, about an hour and a half long, called The Silken Ladder by Gioacchino Rossini. It's a comedy. And our audiences seem to really like that in the winter, and more will be able to come in November when we do that. And then in February, we're going back to our normal Winter Opera Festival of 4 operas. We're actually doing the 4 operas we had planned for this past year. We moved them up to this year, and in this coming season, we'll be doing Puccini's Tosca, The Daughter of the Regiment by Gaetano Donizetti, The Pearl Fishers by Georges Bizet, which is a favorite of our audiences here, and then Attila by Verdi, and of course Giuseppe Verdi is one of our great specialties.
Oh, wow. So much to look forward to. And when does the season kick off?
The season will kick off the last weekend in October in the fall, and that's one opera, and it runs through the middle of November for 6 performances, and then our winter season will open on February the 12th.
Okay, and our viewers can go to your website to find out information about
Yes, they can buy subscriptions now, or they're actually in about 2 weeks. They'll go on sale at sarasotaopera.org.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too.
Don't go away, just ahead, information about this year's Embracing Our Differences exhibit. I am thrilled to introduce Sarah Wertheimer, the Executive Director of Embracing Our Differences. She's here today to talk about this wonderful annual exhibit at Nathan Benderson Park. And we do so look forward to that every year. And it's the beauty of it too is it's outside.
Yes.
And everybody will be able to enjoy it this year.
Absolutely.
Now, you receive over 16,000 submissions, you were saying, from around the world.
Yes.
How do they come to you? How do you reach them? And how do you choose?
The choosing is definitely the toughest part.
My goodness.
Fortunately, we have amazing volunteers who serve on our art selection committee as well as our quotation selection committee. So they do all of the hard work and I just help facilitate.
Okay.
But the fun part is seeing all of those submissions and all of the thoughts that are going on in people's minds around the world and how much we do have in common.
Yes.
And also how we are able to honor our differences. So that's what's amazing about really the power of the internet, helping us get our message out and helping us reach artists and writers around the world.
And it's grown. I mean, how many years has this been taking place now, Sarah?
Yes, this is our 18th year.
Wow.
It's definitely grown over the years. We started out with 124 submissions that first year.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Have you been with them all this time?
Nope, about 7.5 years.
All right. So you've seen a lot of growth.
Oh,
as
yes,
well.
absolutely.
Over this period of time.
Absolutely.
So when all is said and done, how many submissions do you accept?
So 50 pieces of art and 50 quotations are selected. They're actually selected by 2 separate committees, and then they're matched together at the end. And that's what you see on display at Bayfront Park and now at Nathan Benderson Park.
Wow. So talking about the diversity, how does the exhibit celebrate the values of civil rights, social equality, and general respect for each other?
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. Every year, our theme for the exhibit is enriching lives through diversity and inclusion. And we keep it broad and we keep it the same every year so that it's really open to the artists and the writers and their interpretation and whatever's going on in their life. So every year, the exhibit is a reflection of what's going on in the world around us. This year is no exception to that. So you will see a lot of pieces at the exhibit that are dealing with racial injustice, gender inequality, so many of the topics that we've all been dealing with this past year, as well as isolation and depression, as that has clearly been a problem for everyone around the world.
Sure. Now, what is the age range of submissions? Is there a guideline?
There is no limit. We have students, adults, amateur and professional artists and writers. So we've had kids as young as 5 years old, even with winning artwork and winning quotations.
Wow.
And then we've had adults in their 90s who are submitting as well.
I love it. I love it. Now, you brought this beautiful catalog that you create every year. So the people that are accepted and the quotes that are accepted, the artists and the quotes, they're featured in this book.
Yes, all of the artwork is in here.
Okay, and we have a winning submission from a local.
We were so proud. So every year there's a Best in Show student piece and adult piece. This is the Best in Show student piece this year, and it happens to be from a 7th grade student from Sarasota Middle School, which is incredible because all of the judging is blind. Our judges have no idea how old anyone is, where they're from, or anything about the artist or the writer. And so we love when we're able to then give back more to our local community.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It was amazing. I mean, a 12-year-old created this incredibly powerful piece called Small Struggles. And she worked with her art teacher at Sarasota Middle School, Brooks Tracy, and we were able to present them with their award, which is $500 to the student and $500 to the school's art department.
Wonderful. So they work, the teachers, local teachers work with the students.
Yes.
Okay, from across the world, not just here,
Absolutely.
but this just happens to be
Absolutely.
to prepare for the exhibit. How proud must they be, because their artwork will be up on the huge
Oh, yes.
billboard.
So her artwork was already up at Bayfront Park for 2.5 months, seen by 254,000 visitors, and now it will be up for another 2.5 months at Nathan Benderson Park.
And how has it been received at the new location?
It's been really wonderful. We have been so fortunate that because of the generosity of the Charles and Marjorie Bransick Foundation, we've been able to present this encore exhibit and really reach a whole other area of our community. It might not seem like it's that far away from Bayfront Park, but there are a lot of people who never came out to the exhibit at Bayfront, and now they're able to have this whole experience with embracing our differences in a totally different location. So it's wonderful.
And there isn't any charge?
Nope, completely free, open to the public.
Okay, and what are the hours?
Daylight hours, any hours that the park is open, people are able to enjoy the exhibit.
Okay. And all 50
pieces of artwork. The majority are on Regatta Island. However, there are 3 tripods that are actually across the water from Regatta Island.
Okay. Now this is your cornerstone project of the year, but you have other initiatives going on.
Yes,
What
this
are
really
those,
is our
Sarah?
public face. So most people know us by the exhibit, but the majority of the work we do is in the Sarasota and Manatee County schools throughout the year. So we work very closely with the teachers, guidance counselors, and administrators. We provide them with curriculum, lesson plans, professional development. We do 2 different reading days with our elementary school students throughout the year where we donate thousands of books to thousands of students, and we have volunteers coming into the class and reading with the kids, all about these messages of kindness, respect, diversity, and inclusion, and really making them fun and understandable for a young student. So it's all different kinds of programs. We have high school clubs. It really is a comprehensive educational program.
So if there is a school that isn't involved currently, they can reach you where,
Absolutely.
Sarah?
They can go to our website, embracingourdifferences.org, and contact us through that. All of our information is there, our phone number as well. We encourage any school who's interested in participating to please reach out to us.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Absolutely, pleasure. Next up on Suncoast FYI, we talk with Nate Jacob about what's coming up with the West Coast Black Theater Troupe. The The West Coast Black Theater Troupe is a wonderful and renowned group of performers here on the Suncoast. And joining us today is founder and artistic director Nate Jacobs to let us know what the troupe has planned for the future.
We're back finally producing. You know, we came back in the parking lot of our campus.
Oh my gosh.
I can only sit so long, and although I understood the necessary precautions we had to take because of the pandemic, I got an article of somebody doing theater outside somewhere in the country. And I called the board and I said, look, if anybody in the country is doing theater, I want to do it too.
Yes.
And they worked with me. We had to wait for things to begin to evolve for the better around the pandemic. And we created an outdoor space on our campus, social distancing pods with 2 seats in it and a table. And we made the porch of our theater at West Coast Black Theater Troupe the stage. We made portable lighting. And it's really beautiful like that. Everybody is just loving it, sitting under the stars and seeing great theater. So that's what we're doing now. And planning for the fall season, starting in October, to be inside of the theater.
Okay, now when you go back in, what's your capacity, or we're not quite sure of that yet?
Exactly. Well, right now, we're planning for half capacity, which would be a little over 100 people. We seat like 215 in our theater. And so there'd be like 100 seats available.
And what was in the old theater? What was the seating capacity there?
That was 170 something, 177,
Was
yes.
it really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was, with the bleachers and then the chairs in there. Yeah, 170 something. So I am very excited to be, we have taken things off the bill several times. We have danced with equity, still dancing with equity, even for the upcoming fall season, like every other theater in the country.
Sure.
Going through all the rules and regulations, buying all the necessary equipment, you know, dividers in the studios, just really going through. Julie Leach, our executive director, has just been amazing, and just doing all that work to make sure that we get to do art.
Exactly.
And the board has been very supportive. So we're back in action. We're slowly easing back on the scene, but I'm very excited.
So Nate, I believe you just wrapped up Light of the Night?
Light Up the Night.
Light Up
yes.
the Night. And that was about
it was
70s music,
wonderful show. 4 women who are singing all of the 1970s soul. The theme, I did a series called Light Up the Night, and their show is Sisters in the Name of Soul. And it was a hit. It was just phenomenal. People couldn't have said enough about it. Oh, thank you, thank you. So it was phenomenal. So I'm very proud of the ladies and happy that we were able to present.
Awesome. Now you have something special coming up this
We
summer.
do a musical theater intensive camp with kids 13 to 19 years old. They come this year. Last year we did it virtual, and I didn't know how that would go, but it went actually good. Yeah. We bring about 30 kids on campus, Monday through Friday, 9 to 3 o'clock for 5 weeks to learn musical theater. And at the end of the 5 weeks, we do a phenomenal showcase, a big show that they get to strut their stuff that they worked on during the summer. So that happens in about a week, about 2 weeks. We open Stage of Discovery, and this is our 6th year.
Now, do you still have any spaces available for the camp? Or
There are a few spaces. We can go up to about 35 at most with the space that we have, and especially this year with the social distancing still, because we still have to incorporate that as a part of it.
Now, do you have a special program that they'll be focusing on?
They learn all the disciplines of musical theater: acting, singing, dance. I have a staff of professionals that come and they teach professional Broadway style dancing and acting. Some phenomenal artists that work on our main stage, professionals that teach acting, and then our resident choreographer is our choreographer. He teaches the dance with the kids, and we have professional musicians to teach them the music. And then I come in every day, and I direct the show and just polish and perfect and all of that.
And do what you do so well.
Yes. I'm very excited about that program.
Well, and kids, it's great, and it teaches them so many different things that they don't even know they're learning.
Yeah.
Right, when you do something
And give them
like that.
something fun and positive to do during the summer.
Yes.
I'm sure the parents happy.
Yeah.
But it's a serious deal.
Absolutely.
They all have to audition to
Yeah.
get in because we don't. I tell them at the beginning there are no wallflowers here.
Yeah. Right.
Everybody participates. So, but they're always cool with that.
And I bet they look forward
They
to
are
performing
amazing.
too.
I have to put in the program how old they are because people will think it's my Troupe pros.
Oh my gosh.
That do the main stage season.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. When
Yes.
will they be performing? Will
That
that be
would
open to the
be
public?
the middle of July. I think it's either
Okay.
the 17th and 18th of July, but we'll make sure you get all the details. to
Okay. Yes.
Inform
We will.
everybody.
We'll have you back.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Now you're returning to the theater building, as you mentioned, for the upcoming
Yes.
season. What can we look forward to? when
Well,
we
in
come
the
back?
fall, we plan to do our main stage season. We're opening with a new holiday show called Joyful, Joyful. And it's just a high, strong, energetic show with holiday music and exciting. Then we open with Yubi, about the first African American composer to compose for Broadway, Yubi Blake. And so it's a wonderful musical. Then we do a world premiere called Ruby, which is a true story that happened in 1952 in Live Oak, Florida. Unfortunately, African American woman shoots one of the most prominent white men in the community, and then you start looking behind the scenes and
dear.
find out all of the drama and mystique, and it's still a mystery in Live Oak. It's taboo. You go to Live Oak and say, I want to talk about Ruby McClone was her full name, and we don't talk about that. So we are telling the story.
Wow.
It's very popular. You got a lot of stuff on YouTube about it, but I wrote with my brother, original musical. It's like a tragic drama, but it's powerful, and it's a world premiere. And then we do Broadway in Black, which tells the history of African Americans on the Great White Way, when that whole evolution of when they were allowed out of blackface to be themselves on that platform. And it's a musical, wonderful music. It celebrates all the music from black musicals up to now, to be honest with you. So I'm very excited about that. We did that for a summer show, and everybody was like, bring it back. That had to be a main stage show. So Broadway in Black. And then we have 2 original shows that both, one is a biopic type musical of Nell Carter, the Broadway star from Give Me a Break.
Yep.
She eventually ended up on television. And Muhammad Ali, called From Birmingham to Broadway is the Nell Carter piece. And then the Ali is Float Like a Butterfly.
Right.
So it is a very exciting musical season at WBT.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
Nancy.
Nate.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us on Suncoast FYI. And if you would like to promote your nonprofit or community event, we would love to hear from you. And this is a complimentary service. Please call our producer, Adam Huntley, at 941-361-4645. And to view previous episodes, go to snnTV.com. I'm Nancy O'Neill, and we'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI.